You work full-time, you're responsible, you pay your bills on time. But at the end of the month, does it ever feel like you owe nothing? It's like your salary just passes through your bank account on its way to someone else. You're working hard, but you're not building ownership. Imagine this exact same routine for the next 5 or 10 years. If nothing changes in your approach, what will be different then? Will you own more? Will you feel more secure? For most people, the honest answer is no. The system is designed to keep you running in place. But what if there was a quiet plan to change that? One that doesn't require you to take massive risks or quit your job. That's what we're talking about today. You don't need to quit your job to start thinking and acting like an owner. In fact, that's a huge misconception. The quiet wealth plan is simple. You keep the job that feeds you today, and you use the stability of that job to slowly, methodically build things that you own in the background. It's a shift in mindset from being just an employee to being an employee plus an owner. Your 9 to 5 pays the bills and provides the foundation. Your after-hours time, even just a little bit of it, is where you build your future. We're not talking about leaving your career behind. We're talking about adding an ownership layer on top of it. Creating a second engine that works for you even when you're not on the clock. It's about building assets, not just earning a salary. So, how do we start? The first pillar of this plan involves safer stock concepts. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Stocks are risky, right? And they can be, especially if you're trying to pick the next hot stock. But we're not doing that. We're thinking like an owner of the entire economy. This means focusing on things like broad index funds. These are funds that hold small pieces of hundreds, sometimes thousands, of companies. When you buy a share of an S&P 500 index fund, for example, you become a tiny owner of 500 of the largest companies in America. We also look at global ETFs, which spread your ownership across different countries, and essential sectors think healthcare, utilities, consumer staples, the things people need no matter what the economy is doing. All stocks have risk, let's be clear. But this approach is about owning a slice of the real productive economy, not just gambling on tickers. It has the difference between trading your time for money and putting your money to work alongside the biggest players in the world. The second pillar is what makes this whole plan work without willpower, automatic money rules. This is the operational system for your new employee plus owner identity. The moment your paycheck hits your account, your money moves by design, not by emotion or impulse. You set it up once, and it runs on autopilot. Here's how it works. Your income is automatically split into different buckets. The first slice goes to your fixed costs, your bills, rent, and necessities. The second slice goes into an emergency buffer account until it's full. This is your defense fund. The third and most important slice goes directly into your long-term investments. The ones we just talked about. Even if it's just $20, $50, or $100 to start, the rule is what matters. This single automated action forces you to become an owner every single month. Systematically buying assets before lifestyle inflation can eat up your raise or bonus. You pay your future self first. The third pillar is where you can really accelerate things, a one-scale side business. Now, hold on. This isn't about becoming the next startup founder or working 80 hours a week. This is a targeted, low-stress approach. The formula is simple. One skill, one problem, one offer. Pick one skill you already have or one you can learn relatively quickly. Maybe it's writing, graphic design, bookkeeping, tutoring, or video editing. Then, identify one specific type of client who has one clear problem that your skill can solve. Finally, create one simple, clear offer to solve that problem for them. For example, your skill is organizing spreadsheets. Your client is a small e-commerce seller. The problem is they can't track their inventory. Your offer is a monthly inventory report for a flat fee. This isn't about building a massive company. It's about turning a few extra hours a week into income that you completely control, income that isn't tied to a boss or a corporate structure. Now, let's see how these three pillars work together to create a powerful loop. It's a beautiful system. Your job provides your baseline income, paying for your life and essentials. Your one skill side business generates extra income, which becomes your accelerator fuel. This extra money has a very specific mission. First, it goes to fully fund your emergency buffer, creating a safety net so you never have to sell your investments in a panic. Once the buffer is full, the extra income then aggressively attacks any high-interest debt you might have, like credit cards. Getting rid of that debt is a guaranteed return on your money. After the debt is gone, all that extra income then gets funneled directly into boosting your automatic investing. You see the cycle? Your job and your side business both work together to feed your ownership engine. Over the years, this quiet, consistent process means that more and more of your financial life is owned by you, not by lenders or your employer. A real owner doesn't just focus on growth. They obsess over protecting the entire operation. That means managing risk and, just as importantly, managing your energy. For the financial side, you must set a hard limit on high-risk, speculative bets. If you want to put a tiny percentage of your portfolio into crypto or a single moonshot stock, that's your call. But that money should be treated like a lottery ticket money you can afford to lose completely. It should never, ever come from your rent money, your emergency fund, or your core investment plan. For the personal side, you must guard your energy. Set a strict limit on your side business hours. Maybe it's 5 or 10 hours a week max. The goal of quiet wealth is not to achieve it through burnout. If you destroy your health, your relationships, or your performance at your main job, you've defeated the whole purpose. The plan is designed to be sustainable for the long haul. So, what's the first step? It's an identity shift. It's picking up a notebook and writing at the top of the page, employee plus owner. It's deciding that from this day forward, even though you still clock in like an employee, your money is going to start acting like it belongs to an owner. It's not about some grand dramatic gesture. It's about small, automatic steps, repeated consistently for years. Those small, boring steps will always beat the big, exciting promises you never actually start. Remember, this video is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. Always do your own research. If you're ready to move away from the paycheck-to-paycheck grind and want calm, realistic guidance on the path from employee life toward quiet ownership, follow our channel and let's build it together. Thanks for watching.